have
It's been, risk factor number one, right, with all these trades, is that, regulators might not necessarily like the fact that you have a kind of a rogue digital currency out there. And so, you've had these shakeouts before in Bitcoin. It's obviously where a lot of the volatility hounds are going toward, right, because stocks have been so placid, bonds have been range bound, and people just like the tradability of it. And when it comes to equities, I think if there's any suspense right now is, does the S&P get to a 20% gain for the full year? We're a few basis points away. With dividends, you're already over 20%. So a very good year, no matter how you put it with stocks, and I think it's just kind of coasting to the end here.
Yeah, and I think when you mentioned that in terms of whether we get to 20% or not for the S&P over the course of the year, over the last month or so, we've all kind of tempered the enthusiasm of the US rally, saying it's been a global rally, but that still leads the pack in terms of developed markets around the rest of the world. And actually kind of leads it more significantly than you think. Double-digit returns for France and for Germany, for example, but only just. The FTSE 100 playing catch-up this month, but still in single-digit returns. So again, that US performance really is the standout of the bunch. Just coming back to those Bitcoin points you mentioned, it's down about 14% in the last 24 hours now, 7% early this morning. It's off 27% since its high when it neared 20,000, but it is actually still above that 22nd of December nadir that it pulled back on. So it's still a point of, I'd say, stability and recovery of the last week as a whole, even if the last 24 hours has pulled back. And as you mentioned, that threat from government sort of clampdowns on it should be the real kind of risk factor, and it hasn't led to too big a pullback in the last.
Well, no, I mean, if you dial back just a few weeks more, it's 8,000 around the end of November.
Right.
So, I mean, clearly it had this liftoff. You got the listing of the futures. It had this huge legitimacy and this huge welling up of interest, and now it's trying to,
began the year, what, around 1,000?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I believe that's the case.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.